Hello everyone and welcome to this very short artist vlog or studio vlog or whatever you want to call them. I had a few pieces of footage that I'd filmed before I became ill in July. I hadn't made them into anything and I thought it might be nice just to put together a short vlog just showing you a few of the things I've been getting up to in the studio. Obviously I couldn't work really at all during the month of July, but I do have some little bits and pieces to show you. We've had a lot of rainy days recently, so my view often looks like this, and I have to tell you the truth, I absolutely love it. I really love rainy and stormy weather. One thing I decided to do recently was to lay out on the studio floor my entire gouache paint collection. So I first of all got the Holbein acrylic gouache and laid them all out in colour order so that I could see exactly what I had, and so they were ready for swatching, which I'll tell you about in a moment. The two rows at the bottom are just my regular gouache paints. I didn't swatch those, I just wanted to see what I had and really make a mental note of the colours. Here are my two swatch sheets. They've been painted identically because one of them is going to go in the studio window. I'm going to be performing some light fast tests, which I've never done on my Holbein acrylic gouache before, so I thought it'd be interesting to do. The other sheet will go in a drawer, so that will stay in the dark, and in a few months we'll be able to see if there's been any change, so I'll be reporting back on that. One thing I finally got around to doing was swatching out my new revised version of my Night Garden palette. So this was something I put together for, I think it was the April favourites video. I came up with this gorgeous combination of colours and I asked my subscribers, what would you call this palette, because I'm not sure what to call it. And some of the suggestions were along the lines of Night Garden. I think some people actually specifically said Night Garden, and I really liked that. I thought it summed up this palette so well. So it is now the Night Garden palette, and I've expanded upon it. I think the initial palette had 10 colours if I remember rightly. Well, I've changed it slightly. I've added some colours because since I made that video I've bought some new paints, so it now has 14 different colours in this palette. I will list them all in the description below. I mean, you can see them written in the workbook here, but I'll actually list them in the description below. And most of these paints, I think, if not all, were bought from Jackson's, so there's a link in the description with a list of all the colours. I'm really pleased that I decided to film the watercolour paintings that I've been working on recently before they all went off to their new homes. So these were some of the pieces that were in my recent shop update. It's always nice to have a record of them on film as well as just a photograph. Another thing I'm really excited about is that I finally got my act together and asked the printing company whether they could make some fine art archival quality prints for me. So we're starting with this painting. This is called The Very Beginning of Spring, and I always felt like this one would make a really nice print. I love the way that you can see all of the detail and the texture of the original painting. They sent 2 proof copies. I've chosen the paper I like the most, and I'm going to get some prints made, so I'll be telling you more about that when they're in the shop. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little peek behind the scenes in the studio. I'll see you again in the next video.